The American Civil War was a major conflict that took place from 1861 to 1865, primarily in the southern United States. The main cause of the war was the issue of slavery and the tensions between the southern states, which relied heavily on the institution of slavery for their economy, and the northern states, which were largely against it. The war ended with the defeat of the Confederacy and the abolition of slavery, but it left a lasting impact on American society and politics, including ongoing issues related to race and discrimination. The American Civil War was a significant event in American history that had far-reaching consequences. Slavery was the primary cause of the conflict, as it was a deeply ingrained part of the Southern economy and society, while the northern states were increasingly opposed to it. This led to a growing divide between the two regions, with tensions increasing over issues such as states' rights, tariffs, and the expansion of slavery into new territories. In 1860, Abraham Lincoln was elected President of the United States, and this sparked a major crisis, with several southern states seceding from the Union in protest. This prompted the outbreak of the Civil War in 1861, with the Union forces fighting against the Confederacy. The war was a brutal and costly conflict, with casualties estimated at over 600,000. It was fought on multiple fronts, with battles such as Gettysburg and Antietam becoming infamous for their brutality and high death tolls. The war also had significant social and political consequences, including the end of slavery and the eventual reconstruction of the southern states. Despite the abolition of slavery, however, racism and discrimination persisted in many parts of the country, leading to ongoing struggles for civil rights and equality. The legacy of the Civil War continues to be felt in American society today, with debates around issues such as the Confederate flag, Confederate monuments, and the role of slavery in American history. The American Civil War was a complex event that cannot be easily summarized in a few sentences. The war was fought over a range of issues, including the political and economic power of the southern states, the future of slavery, and the balance of power between the federal government and the individual states. One of the primary causes of the conflict was the institution of slavery. Slavery had been a part of American society since before the country was founded, but it had become increasingly divisive in the decades leading up to the Civil War. While some states, particularly in the South, relied heavily on slavery for their agricultural economies, many northern states had abolished it or were actively working towards its abolition. The issue of states' rights was also a significant factor in the conflict. Southern states argued that they had the right to secede from the Union if they felt that their interests were not being represented, while many in the North believed that the federal government had the power to intervene in state affairs when necessary. The war itself was a brutal and costly conflict, with many significant battles and campaigns. The Union Army was eventually able to defeat the Confederacy, leading to the end of slavery and the eventual reconstruction of the southern states. However, the aftermath of the war was marked by ongoing tensions and struggles, particularly around issues of race and civil rights. The legacy of the Civil War is complex and multifaceted. While the abolition of slavery was a significant achievement, it did not immediately lead to equality for all Americans. Racism and discrimination continued to be deeply ingrained in American society, and ongoing struggles for civil rights and equality continue to this day. The Civil War also left a lasting impact on American politics, with debates around states' rights and the balance of power between the federal government and individual states continuing to shape American political discourse.